What up? Welcome to the first episode of the A9 cast. It's not a podcast. It's the same thing as what I used to do, except I'm hitting on different topics in one. You know what I'm saying? It's not a podcast. It's a non-cast. Anyways, we're going to start this off by saying RIP to Chadwick Boseman, a.k.a. the Black Panther, a.k.a. James Brown. You know what I'm saying? He played James Brown in the Get On Up movie, which was a great movie. I done seen it about 3-4 times. I like that movie. I love James Brown. And he did a good job. He walked like him. He talked like him. Everything. So RIP to Chadwick Boseman. Wound up dying of colon cancer at 43 years old. He been battling with it for about 4 years, they say. And he did about 5 movies since then. So, he was a hustler. He was a grinder until the very end. Until he did it until he couldn't no more. He rode till the wheels fell off. You know what I'm saying? So rest in peace to him, a legend. First we lose the Black Mamba, then the Black Panther. 2020, what's going on? Stock market news. Apple and Tesla did a stock split. I want to say Friday close, but it didn't really go into effect until Monday open in the stock market. Apple did a 4-for-1 split, so now they started at 125, but right now they're like 130, 135 right now. So I only owned I want to say 1 share. I own like 1.5 shares or something like that of Apple before the stock split. Now I think I own about 7 because of the stock split. You know what I'm saying? So it's good for people who want to get into Apple but don't have the finances or the money to get into them. You know what I'm saying? And it's good for people who already had Apple and now they got more shares and now they can keep adding up to it, and it's just more money being out there. Tesla did a 5-for-1 split. They was around $2,000. And now they're around Now they started at 440 right now. I'm thinking they close to 500 already, Tesla. But I think the stock went down today. But last time I checked, they was around 500. Next, let's talk about Mr. Snitchnine. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna talk about him that much because I don't really associate myself with him that much. But World Star, which I followed them on Instagram, they always post when he's doing shenanigans. And since I follow them, then I see it. Otherwise, I wouldn't see it because I don't care enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to entertain that behavior or entertain what he did, what he stood for. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to just talk about him. Because right now, for the past couple weeks, he's been trolling some Chicago rappers, Lil Durk and King Von. You know what I'm saying? I listen to Lil Durk. I just started really recently listening to King Von. I wasn't ignoring him. I've been hearing a lot about him, but I've never I usually listen to whatever's in circulations on my playlist and all stuff like that. So anything outside of that, I'll have to really be looking for him. But I listen to him. I like King Von. But I know about Lil Durk and King Von. I know. So 6ix9ine trying to troll with them and mess around with them and do stuff like that, it's a dangerous game. But what I'm thinking is he's doing it for 2 reasons. One, it's because he wants to die. Nah, I'm just playing. But one is because they buzzing. You know what I'm saying? Lil Durk just did a song with Drake. Anything Drake drops instantly is in the top 10. So, Lil Durk is a popular rapper right now. More popular than 6ix9ine, because 6ix9ine put a song out a month ago that was on the top of the charts for a few days and then just disappeared, which got people saying, hey, maybe he's fudging numbers, maybe he's doing this, maybe he's doing that. While Lil Durk, not only he has a song with Drake, but he's consistently putting out music that everybody's gravitating towards, while 6ix9ine has to go down to shenanigans. So I'm thinking what he's trying to do is he's trying to just keep his name in that circle of Lil Durk and King Von because they have a buzz, just so he can stay popular. He's pretty much clout chasing. Is what he's doing. Another reason why I think he's doing this is just a conspiracy. But we know what 6ix9ine did. So what I think he's doing is he's still with the feds, still messing around with the feds, and the rappers that the feds are keeping their eye on, watching, because they have cases and stuff like that. He's picking at them so they can do something, or so something can happen to where the feds could, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think he's trying to do. I think it's a scheme for the feds to get the rappers that they want to get, and they're using 6ix9ine to do it. So I'm glad that Lil Durk and them pretty much said, hey, I'm not messing with you. You know what I'm saying? I know what you did. I don't respect nothing you did. I ain't gonna troll with you. I ain't gonna even entertain you because, you know, I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think about that whole situation. Next, let's talk about Akademiks. You know what I'm saying? So Akademiks, of course, always feel like once a month or every month or something like that. He streams on Twitch or YouTube or wherever he streams at, and he just drinks. And when he drinks, he just starts talking about people and saying things that maybe if he wasn't drinking, he probably wouldn't even been saying. You know what I'm saying? So recently, I want to say a few days ago, he did the same thing. And this time, he's speaking about the whole situation with Joe Budden, the Joe Budden podcast, and Spotify. And I didn't listen to the full thing because I think it was like 30-minute video. I listened to like the part that I actually cared about. On there, what he pretty much says is Rory and Mal need to stop giving their opinions on the business of the Joe Budden podcast, especially if they're not going to say anything worth listening to. He said, he talks about how Rory and Mal always want to give their 2 cents about other people's business, but never want to be specific or say anything about their own business. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much said the issue with Spotify and the Joe Budden podcast is between Joe, because Joe is the face and Joe is the boss. Y'all are just workers. Y'all are just background voices. People only listen to the podcast for Joe, so y'all need to shut up. So, you know what I'm saying? So, to Akademiks, you know what I'm saying? What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? First off, the Joe Budden podcast, which is what people call it, is actually called the Joe Budden podcast with Rory and Mal. So, their names is on the podcast. Their names is attached to that podcast. Second of all, you don't know the 100% business of the podcast. Yes, Joe Budden is the name of it because he is the more popular person, but you don't know how the splits is on licensing and the rights and everything for that podcast, which you should know because that's nobody's business but those three. I like Mal, I like Rory, I like Joe, I like Parks. Their chemistry is what makes the podcast entertaining. If it was just Joe Budden sitting down talking for 3 hours, it wouldn't be as fun. But because it's Joe Budden being Joe Budden and his friends reacting to him being him and pretty much calling them out on being crazy or being stupid or being, too harsh, you know what I'm saying? It's a different chemistry. And in the jokes, Joe isn't just the only one telling jokes. Their reactions to the jokes Joe makes. You know what I'm saying? The whole chemistry, everything involved in that podcast is all four of them. It isn't just Joe. You know what I'm saying? He is the name and he is the spokesperson because he has a louder voice. He has what's the word? He's more I wouldn't say popular, but he's the face of the podcast. He has the name on the podcast, but it is all of their podcasts. You know what I'm saying? You can say they're workers. We don't know if they're workers for Joe Budden. As far as we know, they're all business partners. And when somebody's your business partner, they don't work for you. They work with you. You know what I'm saying? And also, Akademiks, you are popular because you popular from a YouTube channel, but you got more popular because of Everyday Struggle, which is a show on Complex, which was created by Joe Budden. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why are you talking about other people's business and how they are workers when you work for Complex and you work on a show created by the person that you're telling people to stop talking about because they are workers for that person? You were a worker for him too. He said, I haven't gotten compensated for creating the show, but it is my show. And that is the show that you are on. So what are you talking about, Akademiks? You're a worker too. You can't tell people to shut up because they're workers. There is a boss conversation if you are not a boss. You are not a boss. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you have your little YouTube channel, but guess what? You still work for Complex. Most of your money is made from Complex. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got today. First episode of the A9 cast. It's not a podcast. It's me just talking about different things in one video. So don't call it a podcast. But that's it for me. I'm out. Too sweet. Deuces.